There's an intro playing.
Intro music that we can't hear. Yes. Yes.
Wait, so I just noticed your hat is Memphis.
Memphis, yeah. I've had people be like, "Oh, Brentwood Bears." No.
No.
Belmont Bruins.
Belmont Bruins. That's what it is. So what I say, Brentwood Bears.
I'm like, I don't know what school that is.
Welcome in, everyone, to Successfully Unsigned.
Welcome.
We are here with Becca. How you say your last name?
Tremmel.
Tremmel. Just how it looks.
Tremmel.
Tremmel. I said
Tremmel.
Tremmel.
Whatever works.
Very exciting. Yeah, so Becca is, well, for now, she's from Nashville. But we've been talking literally probably since like May.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And then we like scheduled something that we had to reschedule.
Yeah.
And then almost, I was like worried when Dale was texting. I was like, oh no. I was like, we can't reschedule again. We cannot. But I'm very excited to have Becca here today. She's going to be performing for us later.
Woo!
Possibly a song that I really, really love. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see. Okay, so we'll just get right into it. Well, actually, no. You had a birthday the other day, right?
I did. My birthday was on Thursday.
Oh my goodness! Happy late birthday!
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
I hope this is the right one. I'm hoping that's applause. So.
That we can't hear.
it's the
Yeah.
it's the boo.
It's the boo. It's the crickets.
The
I love that.
crickets. Oh my goodness. Okay, did you have a good birthday?
I did. Yeah, I played a show at the Hard Rock Cafe in Nashville.
Oh,
and it was
snap.
awesome. Yeah, I
Oh my
got to like
goodness.
book a bunch of my friends, so they played before me, and then I played a full band.
That's
set.
so cool.
Yeah.
That is so
That
much
place.
fun.
It was a good-
Oh my
it was
goodness. Okay,
That must
well,
have been packed. That place is.
Not really.
Not really?
It's
like,
really
no.
hard to get people to come to Broadway on a Thursday night, especially
Thursday,
like
yeah.
people who live here. You know,
Yeah, just don't.
it's
Yeah.
it's hard to park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
It's
I
not
stay away
fun
from
walking
Broadway.
on the street. Yeah,
Nope.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Not good.
Okay. Well, happy late birthday.
Thank you.
This is your gift, the interview.
Thank you.
we should have
Wow.
brought you something.
Yeah, where's my candle?
Yeah, I almost dropped a lamp on her
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah,
She saw me
literally,
break
like,
a
oh my
coaster.
goodness.
I brought a TV tray in here. Life was rough.
I can't. I
Remember that
can't.
Disney Channel movie, Life Was Rough?
Yes. Oh my
I
goodness.
love
With
that.
Corey in the house. I don't
Corey in the
remember.
house.
I don't remember. Kyle Massey.
Kyle Massey.
What's
Corey
my
in the
voicemail for like the past 8 years has been, this is Becca Tremmel from Nashville, Tennessee, and you're watching Disney Channel.
I love that. I need to go change my voice.
I literally haven't changed it for like even when I get people calling for like insurance reasons or just random things,
Period.
and they leave me voicemails and they're like, "Hi, Becca," or they're like, "I love your voicemail." Anyways,
Yeah. I love that.
I can relate to that. Mine is, people hate me for mine. Mine's like, hey, you've reached the voicemail box.
You would do that. You
How
would do
many
that.
times people call me and be like, your voicemail sucks. It's like when I say, hey, for
That's
real, they're like, they like
so
wait and they're
funny.
like, is this really you?
that's so funny.
I love that.
I have one voicemail of my friend. He's literally arguing on the voicemail because he thinks it's me and he thinks I'm messing with him. And so it's a voicemail and he's like, I know it's you. That was you. No, that was you. Say something.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Hilarious.
so funny. Oh my
Hilarious.
goodness. I need to call you more.
I might dig it up and throw it on here just to embarrass him.
Okay, Becca. Okay, so
Okay,
when I was researching you, stalking you,
love it.
I was like, dang,
Pretty easy to do. Yeah.
Dang, you've been doing music a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of songs.
Like,
Thanks.
since what? Well, I think your first song was released in 2015.
Yeah, trying to think. I even put stuff out before that.
Okay.
That I took down out of embarrassment.
Really? Oh my
Just
goodness.
the things that I wrote when I was itty bitty.
In there.
Yeah,
you know.
well, actually, that's so funny because I literally was going to talk about like. Let's go ahead and transition into it. I'm
no,
like
I
trying
need
to
to
think.
know.
Okay, I was literally gonna say like, oh my gosh, like, can you talk about your first song, Chocolate?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and
sure.
then kind of like how you feel when you listen to some of that old music.
Mm-hmm.
But then also I was gonna say what I love about it is that I was like, oh, she has music from like almost 10 years ago, and I love that you've obviously grown in your music and done more and everything. And so that's what I love. Like, I feel like a lot of small artists will take down their music out of embarrassment. And so I was like, oh my gosh, props to you for not doing
like
that. And
no,
then
that's so funny. Well, so I had an album that I put out when I was like in high school.
Okay.
And so it was, and I think I put some of the songs like on the next album after that, but it's just
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like felt like it wasn't really like true to me anymore.
Yeah.
And even like my old stuff like Chocolate and I think my first single I put out a year before that called Dandelion. And you know, I don't hate those songs at all.
Yeah.
Like I wrote Chocolate for a class assignment at Belmont.
Okay. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's
and all those ones off the album Kind Stranger, which Chocolate's on, I recorded like in bedrooms and like just with my friends on campus. And so I'm really proud of that album. I know it's not like Nashville, super clean cut, well done, but like we were all learning. I had everybody I loved on all those songs, and we had a blast making it, and I'm proud of them.
We'll get to it, but I literally have a song mentioned on here, like a song that I really like of yours from that album.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, I was like, you gave me a real challenge. I was like, oh, like she has a discography to go through. Like usually I have like
he has all his copious notes.
I have like
funny.
an EP and like 2 singles to go through. Whereas like I was like, man, she got albums, she got EP, she got singles, she got everything.
Can I just say a lot of your songs, first of all, they sound really professional.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And secondly, like some of your album art is just really
yes.
Like,
Which
it's
ones?
great.
Like
the clay one.
Oh
one,
yeah,
did you
that
just
was
literally
really
just
fun.
put your face in clay?
Yeah, so for that photo shoot, I do all my photos like with the same girl, Allie Miller. So I'll always call her and I'm like, this is my concept for this single. And what I've kind of been doing the last few years is just treating a single like almost like an album.
Yeah.
So it gets its own photos, it gets its own, you know, promo and everything. Because I think that's kind of the way to do it right now.
Yeah.
But with Clay, I called her and I was like, I want to cover my whole body in paint and see what happens.
I love that.
And she was
That's
like,
so cool.
okay. So we did it like in a room like this, and we just like painted me for about an hour, and then for that whole shoot too, like I couldn't open my mouth or my eyes because it looked so scary when I like opened my eyes. Covered in paint or my mouth.
I didn't even think about that.
So it was a lot of like weird, you know, like statue posing. And it ended up looking cool, but we were like, we don't know if this is gonna look very good.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if you ever like do a horror album or something, you got a picture.
Seriously, it was so scary. My teeth looked scary.
That is so funny.
Yeah, we ended up doing it again for the music video for that song too. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, first off, I just want to say I already told you I love your dress. I also love your glasses.
Thank you.
I tried to dress up. I try and
We're
dress
like
up for all
glasses
my
twins.
interviews. Yeah, I
Look
know.
around.
That's what I was thinking. I like yours, the gold. The gold just doesn't work on me.
But to say y'all have like the same. It's like very close.
I think we're twins actually,
Yeah.
separated at birth.
Are we?
Maybe.
Twins.
You should trade them out and wear each other's for the rest of the
For the rest of
episode.
the
Go
time.
blind. So I always try and dress up for the interviews.
Love it.
So today, your most recent, you got
Constellations.
constellations and wildflowers. So
Oh my
the outfit
goodness.
is not necessarily
I did.
matching.
So funny. I
But
didn't notice that.
Even like on your album art, it's like
Yeah.
pink. Like pink with little like flowers, almost not quite like this, but close enough. And then we got constellations, and I just added my little like alien necklace.
I'm
so
dead. That's so funny.
I
And
just-
you have a
yes,
flower
and my
bracelet.
flowers bracelet. That shout out to my friend Sarah Walkup. She made this for me.
I love that.
So I
That's so sweet.
I needed you to know that.
Thank you. Yeah, I should have noticed. But
It works. The pink and the black, we got it.
yeah.
Okay, so I guess we should like actually ask you some real questions.
Whatever.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said you're from Utah. Did you move here for Belmont then?
Yeah. So I moved
Okay.
here when I was 18 to go to Belmont. And
Okay.
I was a songwriting major
Okay.
with a French minor
Whoa. Okay. Okay.
because I wanted to be
Francois.
useless in society. No, I loved Belmont and I loved
Yeah, it's
studying those
beautiful. It's
things.
beautiful campus. I had a friend who went there, And I just, every time I visited her, I was just like, oh my goodness.
I know, it's
this
crazy.
is so bougie
The
here.
only thing about Belmont is it's constantly under construction.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was walking to class and I walked past like them building a building, and a piece of like concrete flew into my eye. I couldn't
That's what you pay
open
for.
my eye for like a whole week. It was like red, bloodshot. I was like crying blood. No, I'm kidding.
Did you sue? Did you sue? Get
I
your
was like,
coin.
I
Oh
was
my
so
goodness.
mad.
Yeah, that's
I feel like you literally like could have gone to the school and like
Yeah.
even if you just threatened to sue, they would have been like,
Yeah.
"Here's money."
What's that
Like
insurance claim look
we'll
like?
cover your
That insurance
semester.
claim is going to be like concrete flew in eyes. Like, we've never seen this before.
Right.
crazy.
Well, even then, like I'm sure it wasn't always in my eye, but I feel like it scratched something, you know. So then
Sure.
your eye stays
That's why you're wearing glasses
irritated.
today. Oh my
Right?
goodness.
No, yeah, I've been blind ever since.
That's crazy.
It was that way at MTSU too. It was like constantly there was just
Yeah.
a giant.
It still
building.
is.
Stuff.
There's
It still is.
Yeah.
It's like we're building another parking garage.
Yeah,
Oh my
Which I mean, we do
Like,
need more
relax.
parking, but
we
there's
do.
still,
Yeah.
we do need more.
Also,
parking.
us saying we do as if we're still there.
Right. Yeah.
So
Oh, man.
don't come stalking us at MTSU. We're not there. Only
Or at
Dale is,
Belmont.
so you can
Only
stalk
Dale.
him.
Stalk him. Yeah.
Okay, and so did you grow up in Utah then?
Mm-hmm. So I was born in New Jersey, and then I know
Okay.
I've been
Dang, all
everywhere,
over.
me
Me too, though. Me too.
Yeah.
Nice, but I moved to Utah when I was 4, so I don't
Okay.
really claim New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I grew up on a ski resort in
That's
a
so
cabin.
cool. Like, is it like family owned or?
Yeah, it's owned by Robert Redford, Sundance, Utah,
Okay.
where they have the film festival. Well, they have some of it there,
Yeah.
and some of it in Park City, but.
That like that's your family?
Yeah, no, Robert Redford's not my family. No, I mean, my parents were like friends with him and stuff, and I was friends with his
Oh my goodness,
grandkid.
she trying not to flex
His
right now.
grandkid, his grandkid was like my first crush. His grandson.
Oh my goodness.
He's great now.
Wow.
Oh
He's
my
married.
goodness.
He's doing well.
She's really trying not to flex right now, but that is a flex. That is a
Little bit.
flex. Oh my goodness.
Little bit.
Yeah,
Sundance.
yeah, it was a good
If
time.
I ever do a short film, I'm hitting you up.
Yeah, you should. I have no ties to anybody in any film,
Right.
but I did grow up there.
There you go.
I mean, still, that's like really. So, did you ever get to go to Sundance?
Yeah. So we did. They did some of the screenings like on the resort, so we would go to a few of those, you know. But
Oh
I
my
was also
goodness.
small, so
Yeah.
I think we went to like Little Miss Sunshine. Actually, no. Yeah.
Oh my
Don't
goodness.
quote me. Don't. But I'm pretty sure I was tiny at the time.
You were
so
Little Miss Sunshine.
I
yourself. You're little
literally was.
Abigail Breslin. Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so then when you were older, like
Mm-hmm.
did you just decide not? You're like, eh.
I wasn't really interested
Okay.
in film or anything
Okay.
like that, which I am now, but
Yeah.
I just didn't really appreciate it because it was always
Yeah.
around. So it's more like, oh, it's the busy week of the year.
Oh,
all the actors are
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And then now you're like on a podcast and I'm over here like freaking out.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's really not that
Yeah.
big of a deal.
No, I think I just didn't realize like how important Sundance
Yeah.
is to the film industry.
That's
You know?
crazy.
I was
my
like, oh.
goodness.
Because every time I would tell people, oh, I'm from Sundance, they would be like the film festival?
Yeah.
I
And
know.
I was
Well, when
like,
you said that,
yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not going to assume that. And then you said that, I was like, oh,
Oh,
never mind. Never mind.
well, a lot
Okay.
of people don't even know it's in Utah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually did not know it was in Utah
Yeah.
either. I honestly had no clue. I like,
It's
I
like
just
Utah's
kind of,
Utah,
a
yeah.
state.
I was like,
it's
it's just
that
kind of
existed.
probably there.
Does this remind you of U-Haul? U-Haul?
U-Haul?
Utah behind you, this little mural here?
Yeah,
curious.
it does actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
wonder where
can
that's
see
from.
that. With the trees and the mountains.
I
and
know.
the
I
things.
saw this
Beautiful.
like clip where it's like, did
that
people,
too. The Salt Lake.
Really? The red sun.
where
We
I
didn't
saw
have
this
waves.
clip. It was like where people were like, "Oh my goodness, people literally just like live in a place like this, and they like walk out of a random Target, and it's like these beautiful mountainscape, and they're
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
people really do." I'm like, man,
it's crazy.
you just walk out here at Target, and it's just like interstate.
So weird. It's like
hill.
cow, school, interstate,
Yeah.
cow, horse. And you're like, what is this?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so your family,
Mm-hmm.
like, what is your family very musical, or are they film buffs? No,
not really.
Okay.
My parents, I mean, like they love music. You know, I grew up listening to really good music because of my parents. But no, like my dad sings when he's drinking wine, but that's pretty much it. And
so what do they think about your music?
oh, they love it. They've like always
good.
like supported me like crazy, and have, you know, they love to listen to my songs. They wish they were a little happier, but they're like, why don't you write more funny songs? And I'm like, I'm a sad person.
Yep.
But yeah,
I love that.
That's one thing from parents too. Like my parents were the same way. They were like, why does your music always have to be so sad? And you're like, it's not for you, okay?
It's a trauma from
just
you.
Just accept me. God.
They want me to write like Elmo's song or something, and I'm just like, that's not the way it works.
Yeah,
inspiration comes from.
I have like, you know, you might have heard, just like I have some humor songs, my little comedy songs, but those are my dad's favorite, and he's like, I love the funny ones. And I'm like, well, I'm not always funny, Dad. Not always laughing, Dad.
I love that. Okay, so how old were you when you like started writing songs or getting into music and being like, oh, this is like something I want to pursue?
Yeah, I understood like the structure of songs when I was really little. I probably blame Hannah Montana or like Avril Lavigne. Avril Lavigne was my favorite.
Yeah, we're also gonna get to that.
I loved Avril, and I really heard from the beginning, like, oh, it goes verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, you know, or maybe there's a solo in there. And I always kind of got that. And so I was writing songs when I was really, really little, like probably like 5. I didn't play anything, but I could memorize like a melody and come up with it in my head, and then, you know, kind of create the song. Was it good? No. But so I started doing that when I was small, and I didn't realize that it was like weird or
like special.
Yeah, or just that that other people, even when I was, you know, my whole life, people are like, oh, I tried to write a song and like I couldn't get past the first chorus or something like that. I have a bunch of half-finished songs, and that just is like, I wish, I don't know, I'm just like, just finish it. Just like, go for it.
Yeah.
I think people are just so scared of them being not good, which of course songs, when you start writing them, are gonna be not good. But just like any skill that you know, start. I think I just like, I started when I was really young, so I wasn't really afraid of failing because I didn't know what was happening.
I mean, yeah, that's so would you like perform them for your family?
Oh yeah, I used to sing them for my parents. Like, I think my first song was called Upside Down, like my life is upside down and nobody cares kind of thing.
That is an
very Avril Lavigne. And my brother was taking drum lessons at the time, and I like sang and he played the drums, and then my parents were like, what was that song? And I was like, oh, I wrote it. And my mom was like, that was really good, but are you okay? And I was like, yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Writing about concepts that I don't fully grasp. You know?
But, you know, Avril was there to take you through it.
She could guide me.
Literally. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so actually, I did read that in your little like Spotify bio.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay, I see Taylor, I see Avril, I see Hannah Montana.
The big three.
The big 3. Well, I don't know. Literally Taylor comes up in every single one of our episodes.
Good. As she should.
I'll
fight someone.
Well, don't watch our first episode of season 2.
Oh no.
We got ourselves in a little bit of trouble.
Oh god.
But you know what? We had a girl on here, shout out to Missy, who had a song literally called Taylor, and it's like, I just want to make Taylor proud. It's a good song. You should check it out. And I feel like we kind of cleared the air there between us and the Swifties. Yeah. So, which let me just say, I do enjoy Taylor's music. I think I have like 3 of her songs on repeat currently on
this
Spotify.
Man like basically put a gun to my head and was like, listen to this 10-minute song. We were on the way to the fair.
All too well, 10-minute.
Yeah.
And I was like, it just kept going and going and going. And I was like, is this thing ever going to end?
No.
But here's what I told him. I said, whenever you're like depressed about your life, especially your love life, listen to it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Like thinking about an ex, listen to it and you'll feel differently.
But All Too Well 10-minute version is also like, first of all, an incredible song. Amazing. The greatest thing that's ever happened to the planet, maybe. But I think that it's the only angle. Anyways, but I think that there's a lot of like references to other things that she talks about in other songs that, I don't know, when the context is there, it like means more. But if you were just listening to it and you didn't know like anything about, if you hadn't heard the original version first and like you hadn't, I don't know, like I feel like there's a lot of references in there that you're like, if you've listened to this specific song, then you would get it. Or if you listen to it, like she has like her own like a Marvel universe
Own
kind
language,
of thing. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel like it's like for her fans.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It caters to that.
Right.
But if you're like a casual listener, it's like
If All Too Well 10-minute version came out and it was like her first song, nobody would understand. Like some of the references wouldn't hit as hard because those stories hadn't been told yet by her.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
I think I'm just a sucker because I am a casual listener. Like I say I'm a casual listener, but at the same time, like I do have a lot of songs of hers that I like, but I've never listened to a full Taylor album. And so
no good.
I don't believe
That's bad. That's bad of you.
and so when my friend would show me like the 10-minute version, I was like, yeah, whatever. And then like I don't know what it was. There was just like, oh, like this one part, I really want to listen to that part, so let me just like throw it on. And then I listened to it like 3 more times in a row, like literally spent a like 40-minute drive listening to this one song. And so I don't know, like maybe that's just like weird of me. And I mean, I know some of the references through my friend, and like I know that's about Jake Gyllenhaal and like the scarf and whatever.
The scarf,
but it's just
not the scarf.
I don't know, it's just funny. But like I said, I would not say it's us against the Swifties, but we would get ourselves in a little bit of trouble. But I will also say
he means me.
but me too. But I will say, like the things that were said, I did kind of do it for attention/clout.
Oh my god!
And it worked. It worked.
Horrifying. I do not support that.
I know she
Let me go on the record.
Now, as for Avril,
yeah,
she is top tier. David loves her. I love her. She's my favorite Canadian. And so her and
category.
Her and Alanis Morissette.
Oh yeah.
Right there.
Well, that's it.
They're just so many.
And Shania Twain.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't know she was Canadian. Oh yes, good for her. I listened to Let Go for the first time.
Oh my god.
I think a few years ago, and like I have of course had listened to or heard a lot of those songs before, but it just changed my world. So yeah. I'm proud of 5-year-old you.
Thank you
for recognizing her artistry and being like,
I loved her.
I'm gonna write something just like this.
Yeah.
So Avril, if you're out there,
thank you.
Hit her up.
Yeah, seriously. I love. Oh, she was my absolute favorite.
Yes.
Until I heard Taylor.
And you know what? That's fair.
Yeah.
Hannah Montana too. We just talked about Hannah Montana
Miley's
too.
like incredible.
Oh yeah.
Miley's still,
we had a whole like we try and do like different segments. So we had like a whole segment on like Miley, and we talked a little bit about Hannah Montana, and I had my like I'm a doll collector. I had my Hannah Montana and Miley doll, and so it was fun.
That's so funny.
David was like brushing its hair. Yeah.
Was he?
Okay, before we move on, let's go ahead and take a little break and yeah.
Hey guys, just want to take a quick pause to thank you so much for watching the show. If you haven't already, please go subscribe to us on YouTube, go follow us on TikTok. You can find us on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify, so if you haven't already, please go there and check us out. If you don't have Spotify, leave us a review, it'd help us out a lot, and please go watch Quentin's performance if you haven't already. He killed it, absolutely murdered it on that drum solo. So go check him out, and yeah, we'll get back to the show.
Welcome back. Okay, so Becca, we were just talking about your music.
So true.
Okay, so can we go back to your old music? Like, how do you feel when you listen to your old music, or do you even ever really like go back to it?
Yeah, I listen back sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, I feel like there's a little bit of a cringe aspect,
Right.
but at the same time, I don't think that's ever going to go away. I think I'm
No.
going to cringe at who I am right now in like 3 years. So.
Well, and they
Yeah.
always say like it's important to
Yes.
cringe at yourself because then it shows growth.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, I'm
Yeah.
doing a lot better than I
And
used
I
to.
mean, I wrote so openly about really big emotions that I had,
Yeah.
and I had a lot of, thoughts and feelings, and just because I don't feel that way anymore doesn't mean that it wasn't like true at one point.
Right.
So I think it's just kind of like, oh, I've definitely grown in my writing and like who I am as a person, but I still want to like honor who I was or the journey,
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
pretend that this is where I've been at forever. So.
And that's why I love that you like have a discography, because I was able to literally like start from the beginning of, I'm assuming like when you were started college.
Yeah,
To-
in high school.
Okay, high
Yeah,
school.
but
So like,
college,
and
yeah.
just seeing
Yeah.
that through now
Yeah.
to where you are now, and just like seeing your growth through that, and
Yeah.
your different eras. Where's the Becca eras tour?
I know. So
I think
true.
it's interesting that you said the whole like going back and listening, because we actually talked about that on one of our previous episodes, just like how every song that you write is just like an encapsulation of one emotion
Yeah.
or a couple emotions. So like when you listen back on your stuff, do you ever find yourself going back to that place, or is it a completely different perspective entirely?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard listening back to some things and relating to where I was at, definitely, because I'm just like, even, there's so many songs on that album that were, written about my like first relationship in college, and I was like a psychopath about that relationship. But
All been there.
Yeah.
and where you just have like a terrible breakup and everything's horrible, and I was writing all the time and being dramatic, and now like that person and I are on fine terms, and like we see each other occasionally and it's all good, and I listen to those songs and I'm like, I can't even imagine writing this like about that person
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
like I'm
That's
just like,
so funny.
what? Like,
Yeah.
it's just everything has changed, but at the time, like that's just where I was at,
Did that person ever like hear those songs and be
Oh
like-
yeah.
they were just
Oh
like,
yeah. I mean, it's hard. I don't think he knew what he was getting into
Yeah.
with just dating a artist. You know what I mean?
Lord said, bet
Yeah.
you rue the day
Yeah.
you kissed a rider in the dark.
Exactly.
And it still
A
holds true.
great song. I love Lord.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just funny because I guess I just don't relate to it the way I used to, but I could relate to it in a new way now, when I listen to those songs. So
Yeah. Well, I love that. I love that. So what is your creative process as far as writing? How has it evolved? How, like, I don't know, just talk about that a little bit.
yeah, I mean, it's always been a similar process to me. It kind of changes song to song. With with some songs I always typically write the chorus first. That's been true for like most every song. But yeah, I usually write the chorus first, but sometimes I'm like, I write a guitar part that I really like, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I love this. It's like making me write in a certain way, or I'll play something on piano, and that's gonna
Okay.
end up being totally different than something I would write on
Yeah.
guitar. Like or when I'm playing full band a lot, and then I'm trying to think of writing like a song that would sound good full band, but maybe wouldn't sound good if I played it acoustic, and that would be a totally different song. So it depends. I would say usually I always typically have like an idea at first, at least, or like a topic that I write to, a hook, if you will. But not always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was going to be my next question. So you say guitar and piano. How many instruments do you know how to play?
Play well. I could play guitar, piano. I play banjo.
Ooh.
I don't like play it out though, because I'm like I'm nervous to do it.
Yeah.
And then I also play mandolin and like ukulele.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Do you play piano on a lot of your stuff?
I probably have like 6-ish songs that I wrote on piano, like Clay. Like I played piano on that track for Clay, but it's also a super easy part. But yeah, I typically write on guitar, but
Right.
you know, I think piano's been more of like a recent thing. I've started doing writers rounds in town with just like the piano because I have like enough songs to actually play. I don't like to mix them. Like I wouldn't play Clay on guitar, but I wouldn't play like I Can't Hate You or Relapse on piano. I don't know why. They just don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
Maybe I should, but
That would turn them into a funny song. We want them to stay sad. Yeah.
I know.
I love piano. I wish I could play.
See,
Okay.
You should learn.
I should. I can't play an instrument to save my life,
What?
though. I
Give him a
cannot play
little
a single one.
xylophone
Yeah.
for
Oh,
Christmas.
yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, that'd be a good idea.
Cross tones, baby.
Okay, so one other thing that I love about your songs. Well, actually, okay. First off, well, you already heard. We were listening to her music beforehand. I know I'm all over the
I
place.
love it.
Every now and then.
And Relapse came on. And I love that song. I actually love that song. Like, it's been stuck in my head. It's like, give into the relapse. Oh, it's so good. If y'all have not heard Relapse, well, obviously go check out all of her music. She got a lot of music to listen to. But my personal opinion, check out her latest ones, Constellations and Wildflower.
Love.
And then Relapse. Because Relapse eats. It's so good. But also
I love it.
but also, so I want you to talk a little bit about that song.
Okay.
And then I also want you to talk about Take a Hike, because we were
Oh my
listening to that
God.
too.
Yeah.
And
I'm so old.
I know, but
Yeah.
I was listening to it and I was like, oh my goodness, like it's just so fun, especially
Yeah.
toward the end. Like, I'm assuming you got a lot of people
Yeah,
in the
the
studio.
gang vocals.
Yes. So, and I'm such a sucker for songs like that. Dale has
Yeah.
a song where he like brought a bunch of us in and did that, and it just like, there's just something about like you can just feel the happiness through the
Yeah,
song.
we were having a blast.
Yes. And so I want you to talk about both the songs,
Okay.
and then the Take a Hike will kind of transition into my next question.
Okay, so Relapse
Relapse.
first. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Here's your assignments.
What's the roadmap? No. So yes, Relapse. I wrote it, I want to say like 2017.
Really?
Yeah, it was a while ago. But I was listening to a lot of like John Bellion at the time, a lot of like rhythmic,
Yes.
you know.
Okay, I can see
and
that.
I
Yeah.
had never written anything like that. And so basically what happened was I was on and off with a guy for like a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Some would say 8 years. I don't know. Some, not all. But
Almost big old relapse.
damn near a decade.
Oh my goodness.
But anyways, so in the middle of, I don't know, I guess it had been about 4 years at that point. But we kind of were in periods of like being best friends and hanging out all the time, and then like thinking about maybe dating, and then not talking like at all. And so we were in a we're not talking right now because you're ruining my life kind of stage. And then it was very late at night. It was like 1 a.m. I had just gone out of the shower, and I was just like, oh my God, I need to see this person right now. Like, we have to have a conversation right this minute or else I'm going to lose my mind. And it was just kind of like that surge of emotions where you can't even like control what you're doing or like your body, and where you're just like, why am I sending that text? Why am I making that call? What the hell? Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And so I, got in the car. I didn't have any shoes on, and I was driving, and he had moved to like a new apartment, and I'd been there one time, and I was like, I don't have the address. Like, I don't know what's going on. I think my phone was dead. Like, I was a mess. And I drove there, and I get there, and I walk up to his door, and then I'm thinking like, oh my God, like, what if there's a girl in there? What if I'm here? It's like 2 a.m. This is psychotic. And I knocked on the door still, and he didn't answer. And I was like, okay. And so then I just like I went back home. I drove back home. And then I started thinking, and I was like, that would have been so crazy if he had answered the door.
You think he'd
And-
be like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. And so I started writing Relapse that night, just about like, you know, just thinking like that's what the situation was, and you know, letting my mind go crazy. So
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you, that's a little crazy.
I know,
but
right?
I love it.
I was like, what the heck?
And you know what? Amazing song came from it. So props to
It
you.
is.
Yeah. I mean, I talked to him the next day because I did the same thing again, but I showed up at a normal time.
Okay.
And
Yeah. So
and
it
I was
okay.
like, I was here at 2 a.m. last night, so
Yeah.
just so you know. And he was like,
amazing.
what?
That's amazing.
But I feel like, I mean, I would never do that now. But it's
Yeah.
just kind of like
Yeah.
I'm feeling really crazy about this situation or this like
Yeah.
relationship, and I need to talk
Yep.
to them right now.
Yep.
And I don't know, it's like this surge of like emotions, and you can't
Romance
control
will
yourself.
like make you do the
Craziest
craziest things.
I know, it's embarrassing.
Where it's like, oh, now I
just
see
this-
why like these movies are outlandish
or
because
just
they're
like
true.
thinking about some crazy things you did
Yes.
for some
Yeah.
dumb man, some person who like,
Yes.
you know, probably didn't deserve that much effort.
And then you
But
slapped him in the face with that
Exactly.
song.
What's crazy, but like in those moments, it's like you want to make people feel the way you feel.
yeah,
But it's like
yeah,
Oh my goodness, that's beautiful.
everyone,
so
It's so
true.
and that's why
So true.
it's so difficult in your head because it's
Yeah.
like you know you can't make them feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like that's so relatable. But I feel like you also need to go through that because
Yeah.
if you don't go through that, you don't
right.
really know.
You're not really like a human.
yeah, it's like everyone on the other side of it. It's easy to be like, well, I would never do that. It's like you
Right.
don't know. Like,
No,
you
you
could
don't.
be so in love with somebody.
Well-
it changes. Like logic just goes out the
Yeah.
window.
Yeah.
at that
Well, I'm
point.
Literally.
sure there's things that we've all done where we look back and we're like, why did I do that?
Yeah. Oh,
Would
yeah.
I do that now?
Patrick socks,
Absolutely.
for instance.
Constellations.
Aw.
Oh, I thought it was the United States flag.
It's giving patriotic
Yeah, it is.
constellation.
a little bit.
I love that.
That's
Long
the
day
most
for
I
that.
had.
Yeah, but that's
maybe it's
and
the right day
also
for that.
I wanted it to sound like how I was feeling, just like the really like
Mm-hmm.
frantic thoughts. So it's like, so I
Yeah.
jump in the car and I put her in
Yes.
drive and I do this.
Yeah. It's so
And you
raw,
really
though.
did
Yeah.
that. You really did that. you were. Oh, that's so good. Oh, so did he ever hear the song?
Oh
Or-
yeah, we used to
And knew it was
play
about him?
together. Like maybe cut that out.
He's like, wait a
No,
second.
we used to write songs about each other, and we would like send it
They're
back
like,
and forth.
by the way,
Yeah.
we're performing right now. This song is about him.
Yeah.
And about our toxic relationship
Yep.
of 8 years.
It just
Yep.
becomes like
It
every.
is what it
just
is.
becomes everyday conversation. Like they
Right.
write a song. Good morning. How are you?
That's amazing.
So that's
sends them
like
back.
that's what song like I know of so many couples or ex couples who
Oh.
they just send each other songs back and forth, and I'm like, maybe songwriters just need to date each other, because as soon as you do that to somebody who's like not a writer, they're like,
Yeah.
wow, that's a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh
know?
my goodness. That's so crazy. Okay. I'm like processing that. That's so good. That's good.
No,
though.
I know,
Like
two
I
of
said,
my-
I mean, it made an amazing song.
Thanks.
So
But I know like two of my friends, they like had feelings for each other, and they were sending each other songs back and forth, just like, oh, can you tell me how you like this song? Critique it, but it's not what it is. And he sent her this song, just basically like telling her that he was in love with her.
Yeah.
And then she didn't respond for like 3 days.
Oh.
that's
Oh.
tea.
But they're engaged now. So yeah.
Congratulations.
So it works.
Yeah, so it worked out.
She just had to sit on it for a little
I know, exactly.
That's crazy.
bit. Bet you it plays at their wedding.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I bet.
That's
Yes.
he
You
played
wanted
it
that.
right before he proposed to her.
Really?
Oh,
Those
that's
are on
sweet.
stage, yeah.
Okay, that's actually a sweet
It
story.
was really cute.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That'd be so hard to hold it together. With
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Like,
That the song is still stuck in my head, and like push me up against the wall like that. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, so then take a hike.
Yes.
I feel like
okay.
it might be a little bit of a happier story.
No.
No, she said no.
No, take a hike. So in college, I was just getting a lot of. I had like a blog at the time.
Okay,
I was getting a lot of heat for
I feel
it.
like everyone did.
Yeah, everybody had
It
a
was
blog.
the era of blogs.
It
and
really
I loved
was.
it. I read a lot
It
of them.
really was the era of blogs.
Blogspot was the place to go.
Yeah.
So true. But like, I had written some blogs that like took off a little bit, and I was just getting a lot of heat for it at Belmont and by like some of my friends and stuff. And like there was this one guy who was just straight up bullying me about it. Like he would just pretend, he stopped pretending I existed. Like we would walk by each other and he would just not even, and I was like no longer a person to him. And I'm like, because I wrote a blog?
What?
I know, it's crazy. So, anyways, so I wrote Take a Hike just about like the can you stop criticizing me for like no reason kind of thing. And I wrote it with my best friend Mitch. His name is Mitchell Curley. He's not a writer anymore, but like he wrote a lot in college, and now he works in artist management.
Okay.
But yeah, we wrote that song together, and it was a lot of fun. We recorded it. I played my 12 string on it, so that was fun. Ooh. And yeah, I got just like a bunch of people to come and do the stops and the claps and the na na na. Yeah. But
oh, that's so fun. Oh. Yeah, that's a man. He's a hater.
Yeah, I know.
He's a
he really
hater.
was.
Oh my
well, it's
goodness.
just crazy too, because even after like I was putting out songs, like I put out Horn Dog and like a few random songs, and I heard like tales, wins of him just like showing my songs to people, being like, "These are so bad. Listen how bad these are." And I was like, "Can you relax?
He's obsessed.
Can you chill?"
He's obsessed.
I know.
It's giving me obsessed.
I was like,
he was probably in love with you. That's what I'm gonna say.
That's probably what it was.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Whenever you have, you need a stomper or a clapper or a yeller, are you gonna invite Patrick next?
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be a great stomper.
Gang vocals are hard.
I don't know about but stomper.
Hey,
sure.
I was in Dale's song.
Were you?
Home.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Was
It's
there?
beautiful.
Did you actually have to hit a pitch for that, or was it?
Yeah, actually, you know what?
Just
He
like
actually put the
yelling.
mic close to me. So
Oh, really?
shout
I
out
feel
to you,
like-
Dale.
I feel like even just you singing the songs that you've been tonight, they've been really
Yeah.
good and on pitch and stuff. So
Okay,
I
y'all
know
are
what you're
fired.
talking
She's
about.
my new co-host because I sing all, especially the last episode. Oh my gosh, I could not stop singing. I sang like 80 songs.
Yeah, they'll just like
And-
go into a Nicki Minaj verse. and
Yeah,
like,
I will also
Huh?
do that. I love me some Nicki. Okay, so transitioning into you like bringing in friends in the studio. The other thing that I really like about your music is I feel well, and even just hearing you talk, you're like, yeah, my friend in this, my friend in this, my friend in this. It sounds like you're really like you have a lot of artistic friends. You have a lot of friends that you've brought on to like collab with you. I also like that you have a lot of like different versions of your song.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Taylor. So she has
bop
the
version.
Relapse bop version. She of course has like acoustic version, stuff like that. So I just want you to kind of like talk about your inspiration with that, and then just like how you have almost maybe networked yourself, it sounds like, because I mean that is a really important aspect of our show, of getting out there as an artist and networking yourself, finding people who you can collab with, because that's of course going to boost you.
Yeah, totally. So I think just, being here for 10 years, I've met so many incredible and like talented people. And it even started the first day that I moved here. Day one, I moved here and I met people that are still some of my best friends. So
Really?
like Emery Adeline, I met the first day I moved to Nashville, and she's on the bop version. She's my feature.
my goodness.
Yeah. So, and we lived
That's
together
amazing.
at one point, and we worked on a cruise ship together at one point, and I met her day one. So
That's wild.
yeah, and I think just at Belmont, like it was easy to
Yeah.
network, because that's what we're all pushed to do.
Yeah.
And so I met a lot of people that way, but most of my connections, I would say, have been just going out and playing in Nashville. And like,
Okay.
so a couple years ago, right before I left for the cruise ship, maybe in like 2018, I started playing like rounds. Writers rounds, which I wasn't performing very much after I graduated for some reason. I don't know why. I just was like, I'm a songwriter. I don't want to play like an artist. And I said it exactly like that. And but I started playing rounds and getting more like confident. And I kind of stumbled into this community called Nashville Tour Stop and a couple other different rounds. And like I've just stuck with them, and I play those rounds like couple times a month, and I ended up playing a bunch of shows because of that, and I started playing full band showcases, and it's all because of just like who I meet while out and about in Nashville playing and stuff. And and instead of being like rude or like competitive, you know, or comparing yourself, just like be nice and easy to be around and get to know these people. Like I just try to get to know people outside of music, and I like want to know about their lives and stuff. And I think that's like the best way to, you know, be friends with anybody. But these people just happen to be really good at music too. And but basically everybody in my life is a musician or an artist or something.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I think I met a lot of people through Belmont, and then just continued to network after that. And you know, I wasn't doing a lot after I graduated, but as soon as I started playing rounds and like dedicated myself to doing that, I met so many people. I would meet 2 people in that round, and they would invite me to play like 3 other rounds with them. Or I would get pulled into other shows, and it kind of just like, you know, spiraled
Snowballs,
from there. Right. And then also like Nashville Tour Stop, which just used to host writers rounds. Now they are hosting like full band shows, and like at the basement and at the Hard Rock Cafe. I did my birthday show with them, and they've just grown as a company. So it's just cool to watch all my friends succeed and do better. Like one of my good friends just had a video premiere on CMT, and like she's doing amazing.
That's so cool.
Yeah, Pedro's, shout out. And so I think it's just like just being friends with people.
Just being like a decent person.
Just like getting to know people and
well, and you never know. I mean, they always say like you never know who you're going to run back into in the future. Yeah. And so even if you only meet them once, like if you make an impression, that says something. And so
for sure,
it says something too that you have so many connections. And your first day of college, like how many people do you know where like they're friends from the first 2 weeks, they don't even speak anymore? Not necessarily because something bad happened, but just like it just doesn't work out. And so that's impressive, and I feel like that speaks a lot to your character.
Thank you. That's really nice. Yeah, I mean, I think just that first day was really important to the rest of my life, honestly, which is crazy because at the time I was like, I'm at school, nothing matters, you know.
Right.
Said it just like that.
Just Minnie Mouse voice. I love it.
But ended up like changing my whole life. So
So as far as the like different versions and stuff, you just is it really just like...
Sorry, I got off on a tangent. So I'm kind of like releasing songs. It started with I Can't Hate You, but I'm releasing them to like build into an album. Okay. So I'm just releasing them all separately.
Gotcha.
It's taking longer than I thought it would, but hey, that's showbiz, baby.
Oh, yeah.
But with every song in that project, which the album is called Clay. I hit the microphone.
I know. I always do that.
I'm doing just like an alternate version of each song, and I'm featuring like an artist from Nashville that I love and adore on the alternate version. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Oh my goodness, you just sound like you're just such a nice person. It seems like I just love it. I love
it.
Okay, we're going to take another quick break, and then we're going to come back, do our show and yell, and then we're going to get into a performance later.
Love it. Okay.
Hey guys, just want to take a quick pause to thank you so much for watching the show. If you haven't already, please go subscribe to us on YouTube, go follow us on TikTok. You can find us on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify, so if you haven't already, please go there and check us out. If you don't have Spotify, leave us a review, it would help us out a lot. And please go watch Quentin's performance if you haven't already. He killed it, absolutely murdered it on that drum solo. So go check him out, and we'll get back to the show.
Welcome back. You were just talking about how you're like putting together all these singles. I was just looking at my notes, making sure I didn't miss anything. And literally the last thing I wrote was, where's the album? It's been since 2017.
It's just coming out slowly.
Yes.
Slow roll.
You already answered my question, so good job. Okay. So we have a segment called Show and Yell
Yes.
instead of Show and Tell. So you brought an item here
Yes,
today,
I do.
and so just yell it into the mic, and
I have to yell?
you don't have to like scream your head off, but just be like, "Notebook."
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what we do.
Okay.
That's what they do.
Photograph of a plane.
That's what
Very
we
good job.
want.
Very good job.
Yay.
Okay, cool. All right, that's the show. No, okay. No. Okay, so what is it?
Okay, so do I have to yell this part?
No.
Okay.
You don't have to
So
like
I got
just
it.
scream the whole thing.
No, so it's kind of messed up. But my dad gave me this the day before I moved to Nashville 10 years ago.
Oh.
And it is a photo that my grandpa had on his desk for most of his life. His whole life, he wanted to be a pilot. And it didn't end up working out for him because he fell in love. But he had this of like his plane that he used to fly.
Yeah. That's. I
he,
mean,
like,
that's so
had it
really
on
cool that
his-
he got to fly
Yeah,
it.
and he had it on his desk for his whole life and just kind of would stare at it. And my dad told me, he was like, you just need to really go for your dream and go after you want, and you can't let it just be like something that you stare at on
Yeah.
your desk for the rest of your life. And so
That's awesome.
he gave it to me, and then my cat broke it. So that's
Oh.
what that is. But
Can I take it to like show the camera?
yeah, of course.
A little bit closer.
So that's my show and yell.
I like that. That your family, like, right before you move, just kind of give you a message like that, inspire you.
Yeah.
That
he's so
that really
sweet.
is beautiful, and like I feel like we've had so many guests for the most part like with very supportive families.
Yeah.
And just hearing something like that is just very sweet, and it obviously
So important.
yes, it helps
Yeah.
you so much. And obviously like if you don't have a supportive family, that doesn't mean you can't do
Yeah.
it. But that, and especially like for you, do they still live in Utah?
So they actually, my whole family moved to Nashville a couple of years after I did.
Okay.
So my parents
copied you.
lived here. I know. So my parents lived here for a long time. They actually just moved to Grand Rapids, Michigan,
Oh.
like 2 months ago.
Oh.
But they
area,
lived
yeah.
here for a long time, and
Yeah.
they came out to my gigs. And my
That's
brother
so
still
nice.
lives here, and my sister lived here for a while. But yeah, they've always been so supportive of me. And
Yeah.
my mom actually told me this story. I was up in Minnesota seeing my sister, and my mom was there, and I played a show, and my mom got kind of drunk, but she loves beer. But we were driving back. I was driving. And, we were driving back, and she told me, she's like, when you were so little, you used to just sing, and you would sing Disney Channel songs and Madonna, and I remember I told Rick, my dad, she's like, we have to do anything we can to, like, if she wants to be a singer, because it sounds like she's gonna be a
Yeah.
singer, we have to support her in any way we can, and they've done nothing but that. So I'm really
That's amazing.
yeah, I'm so grateful for them and like what they've done for me. And I know, I don't take that for granted
And that's
at
that's
all.
that's
That's
awesome because a
beautiful.
lot of parents, like, they view like the supporting as like, I'm just gonna get you something for Christmas.
Right.
But it's rare that you have the family that's really like on
Yeah.
Yeah.
your side with it. Which
Well,
is really
and for
cool.
her to like pull him aside and say that, and then years later tell you that.
Yeah, it was
That's
really
just so
sweet.
important.
I
Oh, that's
know.
so.
Yeah.
Good
This
moments,
is such a
guys.
happy
It's
episode.
like Full House. It's so great.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, a full house.
Yeah.
It's giving sitcom.
No, that's sweet. Dang it, I forgot what I was gonna say. But I do love that. So, do you have any other like upcoming shows or
Yeah.
anything?
Unplug it all.
Yeah.
Plug it all. So I'm working on my release calendar. So I have
Okay.
another song in theory coming out before the end of 2023.
Okay.
And then I'm doing just a tour in October, but I'll definitely have more shows in Nashville. I put them all on my website. But yeah, I play a lot of rounds. I play
Okay.
everywhere. So
And Instagram,
yes,
Spotify.
at Little Lion Becca for
Okay.
Instagram and TikTok and all those things. Spotify, Apple Music, Becca Tremmel.
go listen to Becca. Go listen to all her songs: Wildflower, Constellations, Relapse.
Both versions.
Don't relapse. Listen to
Yes,
relapse.
yes.
So make that
And
clear.
Go
Yeah.
follow all her
So true.
socials. Follow us on Instagram at Successfully Unsigned, TikTok. Go listen to David. He just released his EP. That's all in the bio.
That's
all
amazing.
that. And thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, Becca. This has been so fun.
It's been awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Is the song playing?
Now it is.
Oh no. Well, bye guys.
Bye. Sorry, Dale.
Yep. I'm so mad. I was thinking of something.